was married for 8 years to my best friend before my daughter Alexandra was born, and at 9 months old she was diagnosed with tuberous sclerosis. Totally rocked our world, and we decided to move in with my parents because we were living, a good 4 hours from them, and her doctors missed it totally. She was diagnosed in Lancaster. So we moved in with my parents, and between my daughter's diagnosis and moving into my parents' 2-bedroom townhouse, it was very difficult and stressful in our marriage, and we grew apart. And we left my parents and bought a home, and my husband traveled constantly. I threw myself into doing everything I could for Alexandra, so we grew apart, and he left. I found myself in a home that I couldn't afford, taking care of her on my own, and eventually I had to sell my house and declare bankruptcy. I found Bridge of Hope through calling different apartment complexes, and I complained to one of the apartment managers, and she happened to have heard of Bridge of Hope and said, do you know anything about them? And I said, no. And she says, I really don't either, but I think they help single moms. I was very nervous meeting my mentoring group. I felt like I was meeting women that were successful in their lives, and I wasn't. The night I met my mentors was the Christmas party, and there was a lot going on, and there was the Santa Claus there, and there was gifts. It was a good night because it wasn't so close. We had a lot going on, and we weren't just people looking at each other trying to get to know each other. They made me feel accepted and showed me that I was, I wasn't abnormal. I wasn't any less of a woman or a Christian because I was going through what I was going through. I was very challenged by the budgeting program. Michelle would come and see me, and we would go over all of my receipts and my budget for the month. I felt that was very intrusive, but it taught me how to budget and put me in such good habits that, I'm successful, so I'm grateful, but I dreaded those days. Some other things that the staff helped me with was I met with Dot, and she would come out and give me parenting ideas, and we would read books on challenged children, challenged parents. Because my daughter has special needs, they tailored a lot of their programs to work with me. It was very difficult for me to ask for help and accept it. I felt very guilty because I feel that there are people who need help so much more than I do. And I grew up that you don't talk about your problems, your family does for you, and you don't accept charity or let people know what's going on in your life. So it was very difficult for me to share and accept help. When moving day came, I found myself halfway packed and no truck, no muscle, and kind of lost, thinking that, me and my dad will do it over the course of the next couple months. It doesn't matter. I don't have to be out of anywhere. And moving day, my friend Deb came over and totally took charge. I had my mentors and their minivans, a bunch of women carrying furniture and packing up, and all of a sudden Allie's gone. Deb had made arrangements for someone from church to come pick her up and take her for the day because she's very clingy. And, my father, had no idea what was going on. He was here cleaning up when these women started arriving. And he was amazed and astounded that I have these friends, these women who, and the fleet of minivans, and I didn't have male muscle, and it was great. They helped me set up, clean up, and it's just awesome. And I hadn't planned for anything. I just thought I'd take a box now and then and move in eventually. But my mentors, they took charge and took over. being part of the Bridge of Hope program, I have learned that I am capable of taking care of myself and my daughter. I don't avoid the things that I used to fear, because I can do it. I can budget, I can pay my bills, and it's given me more self-respect and confidence, and that's just a wonderful thing. I think that Bridge of Hope is a great program, and the rewards that your girls get teach them so much, and there's so much growth that if you're a mentor, you know, I love my mentors, and we're all very different. One of them is the wife of a doctor, and, you know, I never felt equal, but, you know, I love Elizabeth. It's definitely a really great thing. If you're thinking about supporting it, definitely do it.